Hello, I'm Mitchell Ross. Welcome to The Ross Report. Here on The Ross Report, we dive into random topics in the world, and today's random topic is hockey.
Oh, the good old hockey game is the best game you can name.
Everyone loves hockey, right? Well, today on the show, we're bringing on a dear friend of mine to talk hockey with us, Mr. Anthony Conn. Thank you for joining me on the show today.
Absolutely, thank you for having me.
Absolutely. Well, most people know you as the general manager of the TV station, but I know you as an avid hockey fan, so I'm going to call this segment Between the Benches. Are you ready?
Yes, let's do this.
Let's get right into it. First question, who's your MVP right now, the front runner for the Hart Memorial Trophy?
Well, as much as I hate to admit it, Patrick Kane's been on a tear this year, and I think it would be a disservice for him not to be considered, if not a finalist for that award. If you look at Sidney Crosby and his stats this year, of course, he had a very, very slow start, not worthy of any kind of award in the first couple months of the season. If he would have continued that pace, if he would have stuck with that in the very beginning of the season, I would say Crosby, but I have to go with Patrick Kane for that one.
Patrick Kane looks like he's going to win the Art Ross in a runaway. He leads by almost 20 points over the contenders, Jamie Benn and, as you said, Sidney Crosby. All right, how about on the defensive side of things? For the Norris Trophy, who's the top defenseman in the NHL right now?
Well, we can take the easy route and look at Erik Karlsson with now, 60 assists, I believe.
Right.
But he's been on a team that's struggling. They could still make a playoff push. It's very, very unlikely. But, I think someone that's really just captured their team's energy and ran with it, Chris Letang. I mean, of course, being a Pens fan, I'm biased, but the fact that looking at the points for whenever he's in the lineup, whenever he's not in the lineup, he's just the pulse of that team in many, many games this season. I know he's not considered yet, at least for the Norris Trophy on NHL Network, but I think if this continues for the last 10 games this season, Chris Letang is going to be a very strong candidate.
Chris Letang for Norris has a nice ring to it, if I don't say so myself. All right, so how about goaltending? Any team who wants to contend for the Stanley Cup has to have strong goaltending. Who, in your mind, is the front runner for the Vezina Award for best goalie in the NHL?
That's a very tough one. It is, because you have someone like Braden Holtby, who has really just kind of rode on his team's success, I will say. I'm not going to say that he is a Vezina, front runner here, but if you look at his wins and his contribution to the team to keep them where they're at, I would say he's definitely one that I would consider right now. But there's many other goalies that would be considered for that.
Well, come on, Anthony. If you had to pick one goalie, who would you pick?
Well, Mitch, if I had to pick one, I would go with Jonathan Quick. He's right behind Braden Holtby in games won this season. I believe he has 37 right now. But his goals against is even better, 2.14. He's been solid. The Kings were not a team I would have picked to be making a playoff push right now. I thought they were struggling early on, but they've really turned that team around. I think Jonathan Quick's a big reason why.
Jonathan Quick making a fast rise.
Oh, he sure is.
Among NHL goaltenders. I'll wrap it up with this question. Who is your Stanley Cup representatives from the Western Conference and the Eastern Conference?
Western Conference, I'm going to say the Dallas Stars.
Why?
The Dallas Stars, they have the firepower up front. They've had it for a couple years now. You have Jamie Benn, Tyler Seguin, and they had a very, very fast start to the season. They've kept that, and they've been very impressive. I think they're the team. If anyone's going to stop the Blackhawks from coming back this year, it's the Dallas Stars. If not them, the St. Louis Blues, my boys. So we'll see what happens there. But Eastern Conference, who doesn't like what the Capitals are doing? But we just saw the Pens annihilate them, so that's always fun. So I'm not going to be bold and say the Penguins make it, but I'm going to say that they will have to get through the Washington Capitals if that's the case. And you know what? I'm not even opposed to seeing someone crazy in the Stanley Cup Finals this year. I would love to see the Florida Panthers make it.
Wow. And who's your champion? If the Panthers played the Stars, who would win that?
Stars.
Dallas Stars, your Stanley Cup champions. All right, Anthony, thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you.
Well, this has been the first ever edition of The Ross Report. Thank you again to Mr. Anthony Conn for being my first ever guest. Tune in next time as we dive into more random topics in the world. Who knows? Let's talk to an Emmy Award-winning reporter. See you later.